So moving on to our next chapter, we are having, as per our syllabus of our course, the next chapter, that is fifth chapter of our courses, that is hydraulic machines. So what is hydraulic machines? We were having a little glance or having a little glimpse in the previous class. So what is hydraulic machines? The machines which are acting or which are using liquid or the hydraulic oil as a medium for transmitting the force and the power, and hence generating the high pressure, which are being referred to as the hydraulic machines. And with the help of these high pressure, we are reducing the effort, human effort, and also increasing the efficiency of the work. So there are many kinds of hydraulic machines or devices which are based on the principle of the statics as well as fluid kinematics, and are being employed for either sorting the hydraulic energy and magnifying that hydraulic energy that is being used for the other machines. So for the magnifying of the hydraulic energy, we have the hydraulic accumulators, as these are they are being used to store the energy. We will be studying hydraulic ram to transport the water from the lower level to the higher level. In the case of the hilly areas, we will be studying hydraulic jack, that is a device which is being used to lift the heavy load by applying just a very small effort, and hence increases the efficiency of the work. We will be studying hydraulic press also. The hydraulic press is that which is being used to deform the shape and size of any specimen which is being under the load of the press. We will be studying hydraulic lifts, which is being used to transport the luggage, goods, or the human beings itself from one level to other level of the buildings. That is maybe from the ground level to the higher levels, or from the higher levels to the ground levels. And in all such machines, you can will be studying that the power is being transmitted with the help of the fluid, which is being stored at the high pressures, and that fluid may be any if we are studying hydraulic ram or accumulator, that fluid may be water. But if we are studying the working of the hydraulic jack or press, lift or brake, they all working on the hydraulic oil pressure. So you can say the power is being transmitted with the help of the fluid, which may be liquid. That liquid may be water or any hydraulic oil or any lubricant oil. So the hydraulic machines which will be discussed in this chapter will be hydraulic ram, hydraulic jack, hydraulic press, hydraulic accumulator, hydraulic lift, and the hydraulic brake. So moving on to our first topic of the chapter, or the first machines, hydraulic machines. You can see this is the schematic diagram of the hydraulic ram. So you can see we are having two tanks which are situated at the different heights. The supply tank is situated at the lower height as compared to the delivery tank. So why it is called the supply tank? Because the water is being transported from this tank. So the water has to be supplied from this tank. That is what is termed as supply tank. And the pink color tank, which is shown on the right hand side of the figure, that is a delivery tank to which the water is being to be delivered from the supply tank. That is what is being termed as delivery tank. You can say also see that's pipes which are connected to the chamber from the supply tank and delivery tank are termed as supply pipes and delivery pipes respectively. So you can see this is a there is a valve chamber box in which there are two valves are there. What is one is V1 and second is V2. First one is called a waste valve and second is called the delivery valve. In the working principle, we will be studying how these valves will be helpful in transporting the water from one end to the other end. You can also see there is a supply valve which is being there in between the chamber wall box and the supply pipe, which is supplying the water from the supply tank to the delivery tank. So in this by using this hydraulic ram, we are not using any external power source for the transport transporting the water from the lower level to the higher level. In your homes, you already know that you are transporting the water from the ground level to the water tank, which is maybe situated at the top of your home. So you are always transporting that water using the electric motor or any centrifugal pump. That is, you are increasing the pressure of the water and hence that is being transported at the higher height. But with the help of the hydraulic ram, it is a device or a pump that raises the water to the higher height without the assistance of any external source or external power for the operations. So you can see whenever there is a large quantity of water is being available at the lower height in the supply tank, and you have to transport that water from the supply tank to the higher situated tank, that is the delivery tank. You can see there is a difference between the height of the two tanks. One is a delivery tank and other is a supply tank. The larger quantity of water is being available at the supply tank, and you have to transport that water from the supply tank to delivery tank and at the higher height. That is, you are transporting the water without any assistance of the external source. How it is being transported, we'll study here. You can see the last component that is being left to discuss is the air vessel. So air vessel is just basically an inverted bell-shaped vessel is being connected with the chamber wall box and the delivery pipe, and the compressed air, that is the air is having the higher pressure, is being filled in this vessel. You can see this is the cursor of the mouse. This is called the inverted air vessel, which is being connected to the one end is connected to the chamber wall box and other is connected to the delivery pipe, and the high pressure air is being filled here. So with the help of this mechanism, we are going to transport the water from one level to the other level. So this hydraulic ram works on the principle of water hammering or water hammer, that is the hammer blow. So the size of hydraulic ram is generally being specified by the normal diameter of the supply pipe. So supply pipe, you can see we are assuming that the length of the supply pipe is small l and the diameter of the supply pipe is small d, and the waste wall and delivery valves are being installed in the chamber wall box, whereas the position of waste wall and delivery wall is uh, vice versa to each other. You can see that waste wall is connected in the straight direction in the forward direction, whereas the delivery wall is connected in the opposite direction as that of the waste wall. Both the walls, that is V1 and V2, are non-return walls have been used here and allow the fluid, uh, flow of fluid only in the one directions. So wall 2 communicates with the air vessels, in which it is being connected to the delivery tank through a delivery pipe, whereas the waste wall V1 communicates with the or is being connected with the supply tank with the help of the supply wall or the supply pipe. Now see how this hydraulic ram is being used to transport the water from lower level to higher level. As soon as firstly you have filled the supply tank with the fully filled with the water, and the supply, as soon as it is fully filled, the water will become backward to the supply pipe till the supply wall, and as soon as you open the supply wall, the water start entering into the chamber wall box. As soon as you have opened the supply wall, you can see that the water start entering into the chamber wall box. As soon as the water start entering and the chamber wall box is filled with the water, fully filled with the water, the waste valve will automatically closes. You can see the direction of waste wall and delivery wall is vice versa to each other. As soon as the water is completely filled and there is no air left in the chamber wall box, whole then the waste valve will be closed. But in that position, whenever the water apply the pressure on the delivery valve as well as on the waste valve, but there is a opposite direction onto these two valves. Whenever the water is applying pressure on these two valves, the waste valve will be closed and delivery valves, which is in the flip position as that of the waste valve, will be open. As soon as it is opened, it is the water will start entering into the air vessel. But air vessel is having the compressed air, that is it is having the air which is having at the higher pressure. Then that compressed air pushes the water in the downward direction. In that situation, the delivery valve closes and the water will move into the delivery tank. It will enter the delivery pipe and hence it will reach the delivery tank. I am again repeating it. As soon as you will open the supply valve, the whole of the water is being entered into the chamber valve box. At this time, or as soon as the chamber valve box is completely filled with water, the waste valve will be closed, and at the same time, the delivery valve will open. And whenever the delivery valve will be opened, the water will enter into the air vessel. You can see here in the air vessel, high pressurized air or compressed air is being filled, and due to the pressure of that compressed air, it will apply the pressure on the water which is being entered into the air vessel, and at that situations, at that point, the delivery valve will close. The delivery valve closes, the momentum of the water will be destroyed, and it will apply the pressure on the water. Whenever the air vessel or the compressed air is applying the pressure on the water, the delivery valve will closes, and the water will start moving in the upward direction through the delivery pipe. Hence, this compressed air exerts a force on the water in the air vessel, and a small quantity of water is being raised to the delivery tank with the help of the delivery pipe. So this is how the water is being transported from the supply tank to the delivery valve. You can see whenever the momentum of water get destroyed in the supply in the valve box, the valve 2 closes and the valve 1 open. So you can see as soon as the momentum will destroy in the valve box, the valve 2 again closes and valve 1 again opens up, and hence it will allow the more water from the supply tank to enter into the chamber valve box. So this recommences the flow of water from the supply tank, and hence the cycle is being repeated. So air vessel is always being used to prevent the occurrence of water handling in the delivery pipe, and also it reduces the fluctuations in the flow rate, because if there is a fluctuations or water handling, there will be always be chances of corrosion or wear and tear to the inner surface of the pipe. This may reduces the life of the pipe and also generate some porousness in the pipe, and hence there may be chances of leakage will be there in the supply tank as well as in the delivery pipe. So air vessel is not only transporting the water from the lower level to the higher level, but it is also serves the purpose to uh, in preventing the water handling in the pipes, and also reducing the fluctuations in the flow rate. It is supplying the uh, water at the continuous flow rate from the chamber valve box to the delivery tank. Next, hydraulic machine is that is a hydraulic check. You all know, you have already seen this hydraulic check, mechanical hydraulic check in the uh, automobile repair shop or uh, other repair shop of the mechanical engineering. This hydraulic check, but you have must have seen the mechanical jack. But nowadays this hydraulic jack is uh, becoming more popular as compared to the mechanical jacks, because it is being used very easily. It can be used very easily, and it can lift very high load with the help of the by applying the very less effort. So it is reducing the human effort and also increases the efficiency of the work. This hydraulic jack basically works on the principle of Pascal's law, that is always states that the intensity of pressure on, when the fluid is at rest is transmitted equally in all directions. Let us say we are having a air bubble or within the water bubble within the any beaker, and it is at rest. So whenever the fluid is at rest, the intensity of pressure is equal in all the directions. So in the similar way, that principle is being helpful in designing the hydraulic jack. So hydraulic jack, you can see there's a lifting piston here. There's an oil reservoir in which hydraulic oil is filled, which is having a low pressure fluid, and which is being connected to the pumping piston, and there is a pump lever, or you can say the handle of the hydraulic jack, which is being used to lift the load. These are the one way valves are being installed, and pump lever or pump handle is basically being used with the combination of the cylinder and piston arrangement, from where the high pressure fluid is being filled. You can see the red fluid is basically the high pressure fluid, and the other is the low pressure fluid is being filled in the oil reservoir. That oil reservoir or low pressure fluid is basically used for the lubrication of the hydraulic jet, whereas the high pressure fluid is used for lifting the load by using the lifting the piston. This lifting piston can sometimes be called as a ram, on which the high pressure fluid is applying the pressure on it. So as soon as you are pushing, you are applying the reciprocating movement or you are applying the oscillating motion to this pump handle or the lever of this hydraulic jack. You can see the cursor of the mouse. So this is the pump handle. Can you see the cursor mouse?
Yes, sir.
So this
Yes,
is the
sir.
pump handle or pump lever. As soon as you are applying the pressure on this pump using this pump handle on the pumping piston, this hydraulic oil or the fluid which is at the high pressure will be compressed, and as soon as it will be compressed, the pressure will increases, and hence it helps in release the lifting piston or the ram. So on this ram you have situated the your vehicle or your load which is to be lifted. So when the pump handle is being raised, it draws the pumping piston to top of the cylinder and permitting the oil reservoir to compress that fluid and to flow under it. And as soon as the plunger is being pushed down, it is being pushed down, and this hydraulic oil or the high pressure fluid is being compressed and applying the pressure at the lower portion of the lifting piston. And on the surface of the lifting piston, we have the load which is going to be lifted. So as soon as this high pressure fluid is applying the pressure on this lifting piston, we are able to lift the load. So the spring and the pressure from the large cylinder forces the ball it's against when the handle is being raised, and that no oil can pass back through it. So each stroke of the pump handle or the pump lever therefore adds the hydraulic oil and builds up the pressure in the large cylinder, and hence it raises the piston, and whatever load that may be onto the hydraulic ram or onto the this lifting piston or the platform on which the load is being situated, it is being lifted with the help of this hydraulic jack. So next is the hydraulic press. You can see this is also called Barama press. That is the on the name of the scientist or the engineer who has invented it. So hydraulic press is basically a device which is being used for lifting heavy loads by the application of the smaller effort, and also it is being nowadays being used in the industry to deform or to get the deform or to get the desired shape of the specimen. Let us say you have to make the logo of Tata or you have to make the logo of any company. So these logos or any trademark of any company is being manufactured with the help of the hydraulic presses. So on the one end of the side, you can see the diameter of the uh, arrangement is very high, very large as compared to the diameter on the other side of the press. So there are basically two cylinders which are being attached to the hydraulic oil pipe. One is having the larger diameter, or you can say the hydraulic press consists of two cylinders of the different or the varying diameters. So one of the cylinder is having the larger diameters and contains the ram contains the ram of certain area capital A, and the second cylinder is having area somewhat smaller as compared to the area of the first cylinder. It is considered a small a, and piston cylinder arrangement is being there onto the one end of the cylinder, and on the second end where the ram is being situated we are placing the heavy load, and on this heavy load you can place a die or any trademark or any logo die that is to be uh, performed by using the hydraulic press. So this press is basically used for lifting the heavy loads, and as well as nowadays it is being used to deform the shape or deform any desired shape of the specimen. So you can see one of the cylinder is of the larger diameter and the other cylinder is a smaller diameter, and it contains the piston cylinder arrangement. So these two connected cylinders are being uh, connected at one end by a pipe, and the cylinders in the pipe contain a liquid or the hydraulic oil through which the fluid, power or you can say the pressure is being transmitted. You can see how it works. So as soon as you are applying the pressure on the piston cylinder arrangement, you can see the cursor. So as soon as you are applying the pressure on this piston cylinder arrangement, it is applying the pressure onto this hydraulic fluid. You can see we are using the different diameter or the varying diameter cylinders here. So as soon as the diameter is increasing here, the area will be more, and if the area will be more, the pressure will be more. So if you are applying a smaller effort, it will be get multiplied into the form of the larger pressure whenever it reaches to the larger diameter cylinder. So you're applying some smaller effort, but that force or the smaller effort is being multiplied with the heavy effort, or it is being converted into the heavy pressure and producing a large amount of pressure and applying the force pressure onto the ram. As soon as that large amount of pressure is being applied onto the ram, that heavy load is can be easily lifted. So you are just applying the smaller force, you're applying the smaller effort, and you can see with the help of the larger diameter on which we have placed weight on the platform, we are lifting the heavy load. So the pressure is basically transmitted equally in all the directions. So thus we can also say that this hydraulic press is based on the principle of Pascal's law. And you can see the pressure is acting in the upward direction. You are applying the pressure in the downward direction in the case of the piston cylinder arrangement, but on the ram, the pressure is pushing the ram in the upward direction. So the heavy load which is being placed on the ram is then lifted up with the help of this smaller effort. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think this is sufficient for today's.